morning. It is day 99 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and managed to get out starting at about 20 past 9, so not too bad for a town start. Not sure how far we'll get today. I think we're going to aim for somewhere around 20 miles, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's nice and hot. It's only going to get hotter, so I think next few days, it's only 3 days till I'm in town again, but there's a lot of up and down involved, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, should be a good time. Catch up with you in a bit.
Hello again. So yeah, today started off very nicely. I had myself a delicious breakfast. I do like my bougie breakfasts when in town. And then headed off to get a hitch, and I managed to get one fairly quickly. As you know, I started at about 20 past 9 from someone who believed, I think, in every single conspiracy theory there is. So that was an interesting hitch, to say the least. But yeah, I got onto trail, and the day was a bit of a push, really, if I'm honest. And that's because, so between Quincy and Chester, there's a bit where basically you go down a big hill, then up a big hill again, like immediately straight away. So it's like, the day started off fairly chill, like little ups and downs, standard stuff through the burn zones, and then down about I think it was about 5,000 feet over 10 miles or so, and then the next section goes up again 5,000 feet over about 14 miles. So I didn't want to do all of the 5,000 up after doing all of the 5,000 down in one go, so I ended up pushing on to about 25 miles in total. So I've gone up about 2,000 feet, and I've only got, I think it's about 8 miles left to go until I get to the top, so should be nicer tomorrow than it would have otherwise been. So yeah, a lot of the hiking today was still in a burn zone. I don't know if it's the same fire that affected everything else before Quincy about 5 years ago, but there was still quite a lot of damage. Not as many blowdowns, which was really good. The trail was maintained really nicely. Just a lot of dead trees everywhere, and new growth coming through the bushes. So yeah, tomorrow should be quite exposed, I think, going up the hillside. Not much shade, which will be fun. So yeah, got to the downhill bit, and downhill can get quite repetitive, so there are a few things I did. I ran downhill for some of it, which was fun, because it was also a bit too breezy for my audiobook at points, but then it got a bit more sheltered, so there was no breeze, and it got very hot very quickly, so then the audiobook came out and got me down to the bottom. And along the way, I could also see what lay ahead for the rest of the day and tomorrow a little bit. So yeah, I could see like the rail tracks that I'd be going over, the little bridge, and even the trail going up the hillside as well. So that was fun. And then so yeah, walked into Belden, got there at like maybe 4:30, I think, which I didn't expect it to be right on the trail, but it was great that it was, because meant that I could stop in for a little root beer, and caught up with Polaroid, who was there as well, because he didn't stop in at Quincy, so we're kind of vaguely back on the same schedule again. So it was fun to catch up with him, and then it was also good because it meant I could avoid some of the hottest part of the day, although I left at about 5 and just took it slow again. There was water on the way, so I left nice and hydrated from the bar, and yeah, got some more water along the way. I also had some blackberries. There weren't many good ones, but it was a wonderful snack and a little treat to have, just growing right there on the trail. That was fun. Yeah, so carried it along. I got water at a place called Bring It On Creek. It's literally the name of the creek. And from there began the serious bit of climb. I think it was like 1,700 feet over 2 miles or something, so quite intense. And then, yeah, eventually I made it about 7:30, which isn't too bad, 25 miles in that time, quite happy with that. But yeah, made it to the campsite, which is also not ideal. The mosquitoes are here. I've done a good job avoiding them until now, but they're back, and just, yeah, it's quite slanted and rocky underneath my tent, but I've been able to set out my tent, so I'm cozy. That's all that really matters. But yeah, with the sun tomorrow and the exposedness of the trail, I think my plan will be to leave early tomorrow just to get the climb out of the way in cool weather, and then enjoy the rest of the day. I think I'm going to aim for about 25 again. I probably could do more, but there aren't any campsites after the 25 mark until you get to the hitch point into Chester, which is 38 miles away, so I don't really want to do that. So I'm gonna, probably just stick to the 25, so it should be quite nice, hopefully. Maybe an early finish to the day, get an early night, we shall see. I'll see you there.